The National Sports Institute here in beautiful Goroka came alive this morning with the start of Pool B matches for the three academies, host Goroka, Mt Hagen and Lae. Yeah, the matches were played throughout the day, and of course Lae coming out, great winners, picking up 2 wins from 2, while Goroka saving the best for last to thrash their neighbours Mt Hagen in the final match of the day. And joining me on set today, of course, the operations manager with the PNGNRL Bid, Raymond Aro. First of all, thank you for your time, but just give us your take on the first day of this 3-day tournament which is happening here at NSI. Yeah.
Fantastic day of football here in Goroka. Having these young kids come here and put on a splendid show here. It's wonderful to see the level of football, the skill level as well. And, some of these kids are very new to this competition, and, what they displayed was, really great.
Yeah, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, Lae very dominant again from game 1, game 2, and I think they're on their way now to the grand final.
Yes, so the winners of this pool goes down to Port Moresby on May 10 to play the winners of Pool A matches that are played down there during this week. And so we had Lae, a very strong side that came up, and they won 2 games. They did well in the first game, beating Goroka 16 points to 12, and then they defeated the Mt Hagen boys 16-6. They booked themselves flights into Port Moresby.
Yeah, but speaking of Goroka, the host, they were favourites at the beginning, but they were shocked by the boys from rainy Lae. But surprisingly, they came back and annihilated their neighbours from Mt Hagen. 48 points to 6.
48.6. Yeah. They saved the best for the last, but it was, too late.
Yeah.
Lae had already booked a flight down to Moresby.
But despite of all the results today, I think one of the standouts that I've been talking about before and now, I want to just make it known again that we have a lot of talent, especially the team from Mt Hagen. Very young team, yes.
Exactly, Terry. You've got kids coming from Mt Hagen, and that number 14 who went out to play. He was awesome, playing dummy half, and he's a young kid coming up. And I had a chat with them after the game, and encouraged them to continue this path. And this is the kind of talent that we want to see. And our coaches out there are doing a great job. And I just want to say thank you to all the academy coaches, especially in these pool matches. Bobby and Michael and Dennis in Lae, Bobby in Hagen and Michael here. Thank you for their effort and the staff that they put in time for the last 22 weeks and to bring the teams this far.
Yeah. Look, Raymond, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for all the good work that you're doing, and also Joanna Les, who has come on board again this time around for this Pool B tournament, which is happening here at the original home of the PNGNRL Bid Academy tournament, of course, NSI. And a big thank you again to the rest of the crew here, also the people who made it happen today, of course, NSI Director Janet Gimot, and also the staff here. Thank you very much. And of course, join us again on TVWAN Sports 2 on Wednesday for the Boys Under 17 Challenge.